Give me my theme music.
What's up, Buff Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Live, your weekly live news show for all Colorado Buffalo news. I'm your host, Russ, and welcome into the Friday night stream. We are going to be talking transfer portal, baby. Okay, Monday is the official opening of the transfer portal. However, that has not stopped players from entering their names into the transfer portal, or at least saying their intentions to enter the transfer portal. So here's the schedule for tonight and what we're going to cover. We're going to be looking at, first off, the list of Colorado transfers that have entered the portal or will enter the portal that have been released, as there's been 4 guys who have so far entered the portal. No surprises, though, when it comes to who have entered. Okay, after that, we're going to look at the current updated transfer portal and transfer portal rankings, so you can see the players that have hit the portal. We're also going to be talking about potential targets for Colorado already in the portal. I'm being told that a lot of the players that Colorado really wants have not officially announced that they are in the portal just yet. There are a couple, but I don't think it's going to be the people that you think, okay? So we'll go over those guys. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about how they fit in to Colorado's plan going forward and what that will look like. We're also going to listen to you guys, obviously, talk to the chat, see what you guys think. I've got also the Julian Lewis playoff game on my other screen. So I'll keep giving you guys updates on the Carrollton-Buford game if you're not watching it live already. It is available on YouTube, so you could do a little side-by-side screen if you're on a computer. Or if you're on a TV, pull it up on your phone and have it watch in the background while we chat, hang out for the next hour or so, and talk transfer portal for the Buffs. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We're going to talk about a few other things, some changes, but it's going to be a fun night. So strap in. Let's get at it. So first off, we are going to talk about the transfers that have announced their intention to enter the portal from Colorado. Okay, first up, we have got Ryan Buell. So Ryan Buell brought in, looked to be coming in like he could be a force on the defensive line. He had some moments during the season, just couldn't stick to the lineup and make too big of an impact in order to stay in the lineup. And so it looks like he will be looking elsewhere to try and become more of a day-to-day starter, which is interesting because we're losing so many defensive linemen that you figured he would come back in and be a part of this team going into next year. So to me, that tells me that I think the team communicated with him that maybe some of the players they're going to be bringing in could potentially unseat him, and so he's going to have a harder time to play or really have to compete for that spot. I don't know. Again, we don't know what's being told to these players. We don't know if they're just going in because they just are unhappy. We don't know if the team is telling them to enter the portal. Those are things that we probably will never know. So Ryan Buell, unfortunately, hitting the portal for Colorado. But again, with all the players that I'm about to cover that are entering the portal, really none of them are surprised yet. I told you there are going to be very few players in this roster that I would consider a surprise if they hit the portal. Obviously, there's the big name ones that, you would be obvious to think. But outside of that, I could see a lot of the depth wanting to hit the portal for Colorado if they didn't get some really strong playing time this year. Which brings me to my next one, Morgan Pearson, the tight end, freshman commit 2023 from Coach Prime's class. He is entering the transfer portal, just has not worked out for him in the tight end room. As we all know, the tight end room just very weak for Colorado. When Savell Smalls switches positions from defensive line and becomes your starting tight end, that kind of tells you where the rest of that room is at. So unfortunate, he's probably going to be looking elsewhere. He'd like to get some playing time and actually play. So I could see him moving down, G5, maybe even lower to FCS, Division 2 or Division 3. Whatever that would look like for him, not even sure. But my guess is, again, he's going to want to find a place that he can play and play a lot. Okay, he needs to do that right now for his, development. Yep, don't give a damn. Dallin Hayden might hit the portal. Seen that come from a mile away. Yeah, that's not a surprise one. Again, not too many on this roster would surprise me. Don't get too hung up or connected with a player. I'll talk about that with the very next player, which happens to be Cordell Russell. Cordell Russell obviously came in, injury problems to start the season, never got back into the lineup. Supposedly had gotten healthy. I'm not sure if it just was a case of the people not being beaten out the people in front of him or what. It was unfortunate because I think he had a lot of upside, but the big problem is he has played 2 seasons of college football and has not really taken many snaps. And a lot of that is to do with injuries. So if you have that string of injuries occurring, it's kind of hard to keep you around, especially when our wide receiver room is going to be so stacked next year. Not only with the freshmen that we're bringing in, with the guys that are returning, but I would also assume that Colorado will go after a few wide receivers in the transfer portal, which we will again talk about later on in the show. Again, make sure you guys are staying tuned. And then the last one that happened a little bit more recently this evening, Peyton Kirkland, offensive lineman, transferred into Colorado from Texas last year, came in, and it was pretty much known that he was going to be a developmental depth piece with the hope that he would develop into a starter, possibly this upcoming year or the year after. Obviously, that's not happening. The big thing that I know, and we all know, is he was kind of challenged coming in to really work hard, get in the best shape of his life, lose some weight, add some muscle. That was kind of the goal for that developmental piece. And my assumption is it's just not working out the way that Lodeholt wants. And so I think for him and the team's purposes, it's just better if he goes, finds a place that he can play again. All 4 of these guys, I don't believe, are going to get a lot of attention or draw from a Power 4 school. I would be surprised, okay? I would be very surprised if an SEC team or a Big Ten team came calling for any of these 4 players. Maybe Cordell Russell, if a team, really wants to go, is low on receivers and want to go with the upside that he could bring. That's the only one I could see getting that really big draw when it comes to maybe a Power 5 location. But if I'm him, go to a smaller school that I can play, okay? That I can go in and be for sure the most skilled receiver there and get some play time, get some tape on actual games and not just practice footage. So that is what I think about the 4 that have left or have entered the transfer portal so far. Again, no real big surprises. If you guys want to, if you're watching this later on, comment down below with who you think will enter the transfer portal. If you're in the chat right now, feel free to type in there who you think will enter the transfer portal for Colorado. We already had Dallin Hayden's name brought up. Feel free to add more names as the night goes on. Happy to talk about it and discuss whether or not I believe that they will be hitting the portal or not. Okay, so that is it for the players that are leaving. Now is the time to look forward and look towards Monday as what might transpire with the transfer portal come Monday when it officially opens and potentially more players will hit the portal. Probably throughout the weekend, we'll see more names as well. There's a number of them that I'm looking at and looking for, but a few of them have already hit, and so we already kind of know where we are going. Yeah, Cordell has nothing on tape. G5 is the route for that young man. Yep. And I think that'd be pretty good for him. Again, I want the kid to play. I want all these kids to play. But the key is finding the right situation for you. Too many kids see a school's name and think, oh, this team is a blue blood. I'm going to go play there. I want to say, yes, I went to Georgia. I went to Bama. I went to, so-and-so. But then I'm going to go and never play. Like, unless you're fine with that, if you're like a lower end player, like Colorado has a few of those, Colorado has a few of those right now that are connected to the team that I think that they just appreciate being around this team, developing, becoming good men in real life. If they get a chance to go on the field, great, but I don't think that's their number one goal in a way. That sounds bad, but what I mean by that is they could easily leave, go to like a Division II school and start and play all 4 years. Or they could enjoy, their time. Maybe they just like Colorado. That's what I think there. Joe Kidd, Cordell was 5 stars. Somebody big is going to take a chance on him. But, Joe, it's been 2 years. As Don't Give a Damn said, he has 0 college tape in 2 years. 0. Okay? If you look at the portal, just an FYI, there are not going to be big schools going after him when the other guys who are in the portal are there. Okay? There's just too much competition in the portal for Cordell Russell to go to a massive school like that, guys. We got to be realistic. Facts have to pick the best places for them. Coach Dre, I think that's going to start happening more. I mean, that's my assumption. I hope that, players start realizing that, teams start realizing that. Don't just go where everybody else is going, okay? Forge your own path. Find schools that are going to give you opportunity right away. And, you're still going to get paid. So why go to a school and sit? That was honestly my opinion for us losing out on Owusu Boateng. If he plays, great. Then he picked a great spot for him. But if he goes there and sits all of next year, that's going to hurt his development. And unfortunately, I would say at that point that he made a mistake of where he was going. That's a guy who probably should be starting somewhere. Top 4 wide receiver at Colorado leaving. Why would he leave now? Good luck. Who's the top 4 wide receiver at Colorado? If you're saying Cordell Russell, then you don't pay attention to this team at all. Because he was not even close to top 4 on this roster. Okay, this past year, we had Travis, we had LeJontay, we had Will Shepherd, okay? Omarion Miller, okay, after that, Terrell Timmons, Draylon Miller. All of those receivers were ahead of him, and he got healthy. He could have played, okay? So he was 8 on the depth chart, guys. 8th. So whatever you want to say about that with Cordell, that's not what it looks like. And if he was top 4, he wouldn't be leaving because he'd be a starter next year because we're losing our top 3 receivers. So that's really disrespectful for who Omarion Miller is as well when he's the best receiver coming back on this team, guys. And you guys know that. The other guy's also big money. You'll get him for nothing. Georgia State University is collecting former busts. They have 3 now. Hey, maybe that's where, some of these guys go. Should have a spot before you get in the portal. There you go, Artemis. That's 100% right. Yep. And he's coming off an injury. That's the biggest factor. Exactly, Coach Dre. If he had tape that was really good, maybe somebody mid-tier takes a chance on him. He's got 0 tape, and he's coming off injury. It's all just a hope and a prayer. It's unfortunate. But again, I want the kid to play and succeed. He's going to end up at a school where that can happen. I hope he doesn't just go to one of these other schools and sits. No, he's saying the top 4 are leaving. Oh, okay. And then he leaves. Okay. I got what you're saying. Yeah. Why would you leave? Yeah, I think probably the team probably for me, it has to be a team decision, not necessarily Cordell. But I have heard that there were some, off the field issues, not like bad things or anything, just like I don't think he was loving his time here. Some kids just want to be with the team even though they don't play and get a degree. Yeah, that's allowed. Jimmy Horn's the other one. Oh, I keep forgetting because he was injured at the end of the season. I keep forgetting about Jimmy. How can I forget about Jimmy? So 9th. Cordell was 9th on the roster. Cam, I can't wait to see Cam play. Okay, guys, I got it. Yep. Sorry, my apologies. I read that wrong. My apologies on that. How are you? He was injured at the end of the season. I'm sorry. We just haven't seen him in a while. It's hard. Yeah, gambling. Okay, well, that's a rumor. Okay, so let's move on to where the portal is at. Okay, let's take a look at the new rankings because, by the way, we have a brand new top 5 portal rankings since our show Wednesday. Okay, so on the top 5, the new top 5, the new number 1 is Prince Will Amulamalian from Nebraska. Okay, we all know him very well from the game this year. The guy is a beast on the defensive line. The likelihood is he's going to Florida State to join his defensive coach and defensive line coach there. That's going to be the assumption. He's probably heading over there. But again, the Nebraska exodus, which they will say are cuts because they have to drop 50 players, except the players that are entering the portal are not walk-ons. They are not no-name players. Their best running back entered the portal. Their best edge player entered the portal. Okay? That tells me that a lot more than just, walk-on player cuts are happening. But hey, whatever helps them sleep at night. Hunter Zambrano from, what school is he from? I haven't even paid attention when he got in the portal. Where is he at? Illinois State. Okay, Illinois State. Hunter Zambrano, inside O-line, 6'5", 300 pounds, 4-star transfer. This is another one that I want to be interested in. Patrick Kudus, inside O-line, so guard, we need it. 6'5", 313 from Arkansas. He was a starter, a big impact player for Arkansas. That would be somebody I would love Colorado, but I have no idea. We have not heard anything. There's been no tires kicked yet on that from the Colorado standpoint. I'll give it to you guys straight. But Patrick Kudus would be amazing. Then we've got some new wide receivers in the portal, guys. We've got Dane Key from Kentucky. Oh my gosh, guys. This guy is going to be really good. I would love to see him come to Colorado, but right now it's looking like the teams that are going after him, mostly some SEC. Nebraska's also been a name that's been raised when it comes to him quite heavily. So that could be. And then Nick Anderson from Oklahoma, one of their top receivers, 4-star transfer, 6'4", 216. Look at this, both guys, 6'3", 210, 6'4", 216. I would love to get them, but I don't think that's going to happen because we just haven't kicked the tires just yet. So I don't think they're going to be our targets. Now, looking at these rankings, again, this is just through today. There are going to be plenty more transfers that will be entering the portal here any day now throughout the weekend. As the championship games finish out this weekend and players find out what's going on with their teams, we're going to see a mass exodus occur over the weekend into Monday. So be on the lookout. This list is going to change heavily. Now, what I do want to discuss is our current transfer portal targets. So guys that I have heard we have reached out to, there's mutual interest, and something might come of it. Now, that doesn't mean that they're coming, guys. Again, there's a lot of moving pieces to that. It just means that they are actual players that we are considering, okay? So the 3 players that we are considering are Jordan White. Obviously, if you already know, he is coming to visit Colorado on December 20th. The good news with Jordan White, okay? And by the way, where does he rank? He is the number 17th, 14th ranked transfer player so far. 4-star guard from Liberty. Unbelievable PFF grades, guys. So he is going to be a potential grab for Colorado. The good news is we are the last visit for him. So the way you want to look at that is if he gets to his last visit, that is most likely the team he's going to. Usually a player will list or will go to the team that he is most interested in last. so that he can compare it to the other teams. Now, if during the visits something happens that he really loves at a school, he might call off all the visits and just commit with that team. Okay, that's what I mean, that if he gets to the visit with Colorado, the chances of him committing to Colorado and choosing us are going to be extremely high. So I feel really good when it comes to Jordan White. Just to let you guys know a little bit, obviously, so 91, 24/7 transfer ranking. And what you're going to see here, guys, is just a long list of accolades, which for a guard is quite impressive. Okay? Quite impressive. We've got the Outland Trophy Award preseason watch list, the Remington preseason watch, preseason, lots of preseason awards. So he was known already to be a great player. His sophomore year, all-conference second team, all-conference first team, all-state first team, just a lot of different things. Ranked a 72.1 by PFF. So lots of great, great things coming from him. He would be a great get at an inside O lineman for Colorado. So that is, I think, a target that to really be on the lookout for, and I think that could actually be done. Moving on next, this is a big one, guys. This is starting to materialize. That is going to be Kevin Concepcion from NC State. He is a target for Colorado, okay? Colorado has talked to him. He is liking what he hears from Colorado. He will most likely be taking a visit, has not officially announced that, but he is the 7th overall transfer portal target. He was the number 1 receiver until the new 2 players came in. He's the number 3rd ranked receiver in the transfer class, 5'11", 189, playmaking wide receiver. Little bit about him. Just take a look at these stats, guys. Reminds me a lot of LeJontay Wester's stats. Okay, so 460 yards his freshman or this past year, 6 touchdowns. Of course, they had some quarterback issues at NC State, which is really why he's leaving there. Too many variables there that lowered his numbers. But the year before that, 839 yards, 10 touchdowns, 71 catches. That is looking beautiful. I think he would be a weapon. And it looks like Coach Barry agrees with me. Word is we're going to get Kevin Concepcion. Yep, I think he is going to be our target man when it comes to our receivers. We may go after one more, but so far, this is the main guy that Colorado is focusing on, okay? Main guy that Colorado is focusing on when it comes to the transfer portal wide receivers. The last player that the team is looking into, but here's the problem, guys. I'm just going to say it right now because somebody else made a mention right here. Coach Barry, Dylan Thieneman from Purdue, the top safety in the portal, number 1, 22 overall. Dude is a baller. Would love to get him. I think he is a better version of what Shiloh brought, guys. Fully on NFL talent would be very important for this team. The problem here is this. There's a lot of competition to sign him. And there is a little bit of a rumor that he might want to stay closer to home. So stay in the Midwest Indiana area. If that's the case, obviously, we're not going to be in on him. But I will say the team has reached out. The team is wanting to bring him in. It's kind of up to him if he wants to say, yeah, I'm going to give you guys a chance. Or if he's going to, decide to go elsewhere. It's going to be a really tough get, guys. Would he be absolutely unbelievable? Is he absolutely perfect for what we're looking for? Yes, yes, and yes. And Joe Kidd, yeah, that's what I mean. It's probably going to be Notre Dame. That's going to be the number 1 competition. We'll see what happens if we're able to sway him. But yeah, I think it'll end up being Notre Dame. But I will say that Colorado is desperately looking into him because they like what they see. And they could see him come into play here. So I could see that happening. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Those are the 3 main targets right now, guys. I'm going to let you know a little bit about what to expect. Right now, I'm not going to really go into the other names in the portal as much as I would love to and go through, this long list of players here with guys that I'm like, oh, that would be awesome. Oh, that would be great. Oh, that would be great. It's all just speculation. There's nothing to go off of. For the most part, these 3 are the only ones currently in the portal. So if they're currently in the portal, you'll actually hear their name associated with it. If they're not in the portal, we will not say we will not say, the team will not say anything about who they're going after because that would be considered tampering. So it's because of that you're not really going to see other names materialize until they hit that portal. But when it comes to the portal, those are the three guys so far in the portal that are definite targets. That may change. Some of the current guys may change. They may reach out to the team. They may get a hold of the team. Those type of things are happening. Yeah, so that is the other thing I want to look at real quick because Jared makes up a great point here. The other position we obviously highly need to go after is tight end. I want to just talk to you guys a little bit about that. Let's see, load more. So they're under receivers. Okay, load more players. It's at the bottom. Okay, load more players. Here we go. So as far as tight ends, Jared, you're absolutely right. I think Claire is the best tight end in the portal right now. The other guy that we are looking at, though, is the tight end. We've talked about it. Let me take a look if we can find him. Where is he? Is he listed as a tight end, or have they not updated him to be in here? Give me 2 seconds, but we're looking at a couple different tight ends that I believe we're going after. Obviously, tight end is going to be an important and very smart decision for us and who we go after. Max Clare obviously entered. Let me go find it real quick, guys. Another name that you guys should watch out for real quick. I will give it to you guys in a sec. Let's see. Where are we at? Got to go through all of my tweets that I have bookmarked for different players and who they could possibly be. We kind of talked about it a little bit outside. Some other potential players that, maybe Colorado might be interested in, might think that they're interested in. I think it's I can't even remember now. I think Ball State tight end. I think that's who it was. Ball State tight end. I think that's the other one that we might look at. Kick the tires. I would love for them to go after Claire. Also, pay attention to the linebacker Trotter. We talked about it on my portal wish list show. He did hit the portal, guys, and I think he will be somebody that Colorado desperately wants. Okay. You only put 3,000 on Boise to beat UNLV by 5 points. They're killing UNLV. That was a given. Is it? Yep. Ollie did commit to or enter the draft. Now, here's one thing I want to say. Not saying that I have any info on this. Just because they entered the draft does not mean that they have to go through with it. If you guys remember, Cam Ward entered the draft, was found out to be a 4th round grade. Everybody told him he should go back to college and get some more time. So something like that could happen. But I think he is going to go to the NFL. I think he made that decision. He was mulling over the idea of, do I come back for one more year, enter the portal, go somewhere else, try and raise my stock, or do I enter the draft now and just cash in now? And that's kind of where he was at for a couple days, deciding when he let us know what was kind of going on as far as his decision making. There really was interest to go to Colorado if he came back, but obviously he's made that decision for now. So that's where it's at. Okay, that is where it's at. Let's see what else we got. Jalen Smith, linebacker for Tennessee. That'd be huge. That's the word on the street. Let's see what you got, guys. That's awesome, Dre. So Juju didn't hurt the throwing wrist too bad then. Great news. I thought he hurt it bad. I mean, he's playing tonight and he's balling, but he's definitely hurt, guys, because Carrollton is not throwing the ball a lot tonight. They are not throwing the ball nearly as much as they usually do. If you guys are watching the game, Julian Lewis just not really being put in danger. They don't want to put him in danger just because of that injury. So you can tell that something's there, but obviously not bad enough for him not to play. And he's still throwing the ball. He threw the 2 touchdowns that looked great. I just think they're trying to limit his potential to getting hit there. Ollie made a bad move declaring for the draft, not returning to play. I mean, it's up to him. It's up to him. Yep. So there it is. 6'7" big body from Ball State. Bowling Green guy's pretty good too. I know that. Tanner Kizell, he's also good. what we got here. Cam entered and was supposed to go to FSU. FSU gave up on him, picked up that bad quarterback when he entered the draft. And that's when so he thought FSU, then he entered the draft. They went another way and got DJU, which ended up being a horrible move. And then he ends up in Miami. So it can happen. It could happen. Yeah. So, I 100%, I want Trotter bad. I really do. I think that he is the next Nakai Hill-Green on this team. And he's got 2 years of eligibility too. So I think that could be really, really important. If you want to watch Juju, it is GPB. GPB is the YouTube channel, Georgia Public Broadcasting, that is covering it on YouTube. Feel free to open it up, side by side. I've got it going up here too. I'll give you guys update. Buford just got a third down conversion, still 17-14 right now. So yeah. And yeah, the other quarterback, very good as a backup to Juju last game. So, I mean, I think Juju's healthy enough. I think they're just wanting to limit the chances of him getting sacked, getting it hurt more. They'll use him when they need to because he's the best they have. The other quarterback's still fine, but I think that's what's going on right now. And Raiola just got absolutely crushed. Okay. Are we still going to get a 1,000-yard running back? Yeah, so I was about to show you guys, there is one running back that is of interest. There is potential interest to him. That he just hit the portal, guys. But again, you guys may not love the idea of this guy. Just saying. But Ahmad Hardy. Ahmad Hardy is the running back to look at that could be a potential Ollie Gordon replacement. Obviously not as good as Ollie Gordon, but has some big upside, guys. I'm going to show you a little bit about Ahmad Hardy here. 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns last year as a true freshman from the UL Monroe Warhawks. So obviously lower conference, lower division of football, but still 1,300 yards is 1,300 yards. Guy runs really well, 13 touchdowns, and a little bit of receiving as well. But yeah, I think this is going to be kind of the target. That's going to be the guy that I think we go after. I believe there is some interest from him for Colorado. He let us know that he'd be interested in going to Colorado. But obviously we won't know until the team kicks the tires on that, whether that's going to happen. Okay. What do you think the tight end position is like money-wise, NIL, portal-wise? I don't know. I don't know how much tight ends are going for. It's not a position that's easily found, but it's also not a position that teams absolutely need. Obviously, if you're the top tight end, you're going to be in heavy pursuit of them. And so there'll be some competition there. But other than that, I'm not sure. My problem has been we have had such a hard time getting the tight end position out of the portal that I'm a little worried about what we get and how we get it. Okay, guys, I really am. I really, really, really do think I don't think Cam Wisniewski's coming. I don't think so. I'm not sure where he's going to go. Remember, he was injured a lot this season. So part of the reason he's entering the portal is to, try and get back up there and get that draft grade back up. So not sure. I didn't love the tape on Cam Wisniewski from when he did play. I think he isn't as good of a safety as his stats show. So that's just my opinion on him. I knew Baby Tio was going to enter the transfer portal a month ago when he went live in practice and said, man, I'm going back to South. He was very upset, and it was during the time he was getting into it with DJ. Yeah, Cordell, I don't think I don't think he fit in here in the sense of where he wanted to be. And so, that's just where that's at. Coach Dre, I like CJ Hurd. From what I heard on CJ Hurd, the team is not really interested for whatever reason. I don't know the reasoning. It could be because he decided not to go with them last year when they tried to recruit him. So something happened during that recruitment. I don't know. But it does sound like they're not going to go after CJ Hurd at the moment. There's just not interest, they said, at the moment. That might change if the safety transfer portal thins out, if the Eneman doesn't work and a couple others don't work. Maybe they circle back, but at that point, he might be gone somewhere else. You think Dallin Hayden will hit the portal? I do. Just have a weird feeling about that one. I don't have any info. I think CU going to pick up more potent back in the portal. Yep, I think they're going to get at least one back in the portal, guys. That's going to happen. That doesn't mean anything bad, anything like that. Yep, we talked about this earlier. We talked about all the guys that have hit the portal for Colorado. So if you want to watch back that part of the stream later on, you can get that and find out my information and info on that. I bet he left TCU the same. Yeah. It's just he's probably just frustrated, guys, and I understand it at his age. He wants to play. So I can't see running backs coming to CU like that until they prove. I mean, there's Panthers, easy way to prove that. I mean, you just talk to him about what the game plan is going to be next year. The offense is going to be very different. Next year. Man, Carrollton DBs keep dropping INTs like crazy. Yeah, Carrollton D is bad right now, guys. They are not looking good tonight. It's going to take the offense coming alive a little bit quicker. And so that's I think what's going to happen there. Okay. We're going to get the tight end from Northwest Missouri State. That one I have no idea. No idea on that. A good running back this season. Colorado may be undefeated with the exception of Nebraska if we had a good running back this past season. Yeah, I think so. I think if we had a little bit more depth at a couple positions, I think we would have done better. You can always improve at different positions. I think, if we had a little bit better, at a couple positions, maybe defensively, we probably would have done better against Kansas State, Nebraska. We were so close to going undefeated, guys. If you really look at it, I know that the scores may not reveal that, but it's really just a couple guys that were away from us being able to do that. So very interested. Where can you watch this transfer portal tapes? YouTube sometimes has college film, not trying to watch high school huddle. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really a source for that, guys. You just kind of have to find highlights on YouTube and hope that there is a highlight video for that particular player. Otherwise, they don't make highlight tapes of themselves and post them online. There's no transfer site. Maybe that'll happen eventually. Maybe Huddle will get in on it. Maybe one of the recruiting sites will get in on it where they'll start collecting highlight videos. It would be smart to have that on there. That's a good way to drive traffic. So, hey, if any of you guys out there are, coders or something and want to create a website, there's an idea that you could start doing that probably would go like gangbusters. How many receivers do you think? I think 2. I think 2 would be a good number. For sure, we're grabbing 1. But I would love 2 good wide receivers in the portal. The line wasn't as horrible as the running game and the back's vision. Yeah, Dallin Hayden just didn't seem to have the vision this year. Micah, great vision, was finding the holes. Isaiah was really good, if there wasn't a hole, creating one for himself because of how powerful and how much he would drive into the back of the people in front of him, that he would get those 3 yards every time. So we definitely need a back like that, or just a back with some really, really good vision overall. So did Carrollton they just got a takeaway. So guys, Juju's team just stole the ball from Dylan Raiola. Was that a fumble strip on the run? It looks like, I believe. So, that's something to say. So Juju's up now as quarterback. They're throwing a lot of screens tonight. Oh, he just broke it. They're throwing a lot of screens. So very quick play out of Julian Lewis tonight, which kind of makes sense. Again, if you're dealing with injuries, you're going to try and limit that as much. Baby Tio also hurt that clavicle very bad at TCU, then hurt it very bad right before the CU season. Speaking of wide receivers, we have a lot of very good ones now. Oh, we do. That's what I'm saying. We're going to have such a talented receiving room for Julian Lewis that it's going to make it a lot easier on him. Hope Rob Livingston is personally recruiting Thieneman. That kid is a real NFL safety. Yeah, I think Livingston would be the one thing that could get us a leg up, guys. I really do, over a Notre Dame. I think Livingston could really be kind of that deciding factor. Obviously, money is going to play a part. So I think the team's just doing their due diligence to see, hey, is this guy going to be worth it to pay him the big bucks to try and go up against Notre Dame for his services? So that's where we're at right now when it came to that. Yeah, Hayden definitely ran downfield straight into the opposing lineman too many times. I couldn't see many running backs doing well in the run schemes. They were very basic. Again, that was last year. I'm telling you, this year will be different. Oh, Julian scrambling. He's got a little bit. He's got a little bit of legs, guys. He's not a full statue back there. He can do what he needs to do. How many linebackers are we getting in the portal since we didn't get? We're going to get a couple, guys. We are definitely going to get a couple of linebackers. We need linebackers, obviously. We don't have too many on the roster and won't going into next year. So I definitely think that we will get a couple of those. And I hope we go after some of the top ones because I think they could see what Nikhai Hill-Green did this year for really upping his draft stock. Yeah, Coach, we have gang load of very good and super guests. Yes, Cameron, Quentin, Farrakhan, Wasim, Isaiah, Omarion, Draylon, Adrian, and we'll get Concepcion and one more. I agree with you. Yeah, guys, it's 100%. Oh, he almost made it into the end zone. We're down the 1 yard line. It looks like for Carrollton. I didn't catch if that was a run or a throw. Oh, what a run. It was a run. Horrible snap, by the way. The snaps are going to get Juju killed. Every single snap is over his head. Juju's faster than Shedeur. I like his movements out of the pocket. Yeah, I think currently he's faster. You got to remember when Shedeur first entered, though, he was skinny, string bean out there that was really fast. And Carrollton takes the lead. Farmer, 1 yard touchdown after the massive touchdown run by him. I really like him, by the way, guys. If you haven't watched Carrollton games, I would love for us to try and get Farmer for next year. His recruiting class, he's a 2026 guy. He has been an unbelievable running back at Carrollton. And with Juju coming, I hope that they have a good relationship where he would want to join his quarterback in Colorado. Again, if Juju has a great season, I could see him pulling some of his guys to Colorado next year. Similar to what, by the way, if you guys want to see a blueprint of what Colorado is about to do, go look at Florida, okay? Florida didn't have the greatest of years, but the hope and idea of DJ Lagway and what he could do is attracting a lot of big-time recruits, okay? Really attracting those big-time recruits to Florida. So if Juju has a promising season and everything's looking good going forward, I absolutely think that we could see some big time recruits next year. Next year's class could be even bigger than this year's, if I'm being honest. Okay. Hope we get Micah Hudson. He's a dog. He's another receiver I would love to get. Haven't heard anything just yet on him, but we would be happy for Colorado to get him. Hudson couldn't get on the field this season in an air raid offense. I mean, who knows what the problem is there? There might be something else going on. Who knows? The team I trust to make the right decisions. Like I said, we have not kicked the tires on him, so very well could be that he is not coming. Okay, outside of that, guys, I want to talk to you guys about a little bit of scheduling. I don't know if you saw this on my Twitter account or if you saw this on the YouTube channel. You guys are going to want to put on the calendar next Thursday night, okay? Thursday night next week, we are going to have an amazing show for you that I want all of you to be there. Invite your friends. We're going to have fun for some time come next week on Thursday. If you haven't already, it's on there. You can remind yourself. But next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, okay? 7 p.m. Mountain Time, I am going to be interviewing Philip Dukes. Or actually, sorry, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. 6 p.m. Mountain Time, I will be interviewing Philip Dukes, obviously ex-On3 employee, now working with the CU team, the DNVR team, just really diving into the CU culture. And so we're going to have him live on the show next Thursday. So bring your questions out. I'm only going to be able to do so many questions. It won't be as chat heavy. So, if you come next Thursday, really want your question asked by Philip Dukes, make sure you get those super chats in that next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, don't ask any questions about On3, guys. Just going to go ahead and say that if you ask them, I'm not going to bring them up and ask him about them. So, if you want your question asked, make sure it's somewhat appropriate in the sense that, on 3 is in the past. Whatever happened there is in the past. We're going to move forward. So we're going to be chatting, by the way, about the recruiting class and the transfer portal. Obviously, by Thursday, we'll have a better idea of who is going to be in the portal, who might be taking visits to Colorado. I'm going to get his insight on what he's hearing, seeing, who he could see as a good fit for Colorado, who might be trending in Colorado's direction. All of that will happen next Thursday night. So make sure, again, you're subscribed, notifications on, so you know when that goes live. Let's get to the chat, though. What do we got here? Holding my breath every time Juju gets the ball, hoping he doesn't get hurt. Agreed. I want him practicing with Colorado. Lagway keeping Florida relevant. Call Carroll, tell him not to be running. Juju can get hurt for the future. Hudson, 8 catches for 123 yards in the season. 5-star like Baby T.O. Don't have the dog in him. Okay. So we have Rand Buell, Baby T.O., Peyton Kirkland, Robinson hitting the transfer portal. You're also missing McPherson that just entered as well. No sweat. Others will enter. Jeremiah, Trevor, Dallin. More as the transfer portal dogs get selected by CU. Oh, yeah. And the spring portal, there'll be a bunch of guys that'll probably hit once they see what the competition is like when practices start. So, yeah, absolutely. And, oh, man, Buford almost broke a screenplay for a touchdown. Gainesville, Florida. DJ's the reason that Florida got these guys coming to UF. That's all true. It is. That's 100% true, guys. 100% true. So, again, if Juju shows promises, guys are going to come because they're going to want to play with Julian Lewis. It's the same reason people came here to play with Shador. You got that quarterback, guys will follow, okay? Some of y'all have no clue about ball, just be talking crazy. Hudson, a beast. He didn't get his opportunity this year, lol, but you got it. Hey, I like what the tape says. I like what I've seen, okay? Ask Dukes about Chauncey Gooden. I have his day 1 starter. Kids start. Okay, I'm gonna be interested. I'll ask him about that if I remember. Otherwise, be there, Joe, to ask that question. Because I'll be interested to hear what he has to say about him. If he thinks any of the offensive line gets have a good chance of starting. I mean, obviously, could they start? Yes, but does he think that the whole reason they're coming here is because they are going to start? That is my thoughts on that. So everybody, yep. You think Colorado's schedule is easier? Yes. Colorado's schedule is easier than last year, but no game is easy. It's college football. Any given Saturday is the quote. I think what we do like is that overall, our non-conference schedule is easier than last year, okay? North Dakota State, not a slouch. Nebraska, at Nebraska, not a slouch. CSU, at CSU, easier game, easier team, but I think harder than what we're going to face next year. Doing Delaware and Wyoming both at home, I think are going to be fine. Georgia Tech will be the hardest non-conference. And then we do get the gauntlet in the Big 12 next year, meaning that we get to play the top teams from this year. We're playing Iowa State. We're playing BYU. We're playing Arizona State. So all of those teams that we ended up tied with, there won't be a tie next year if we're all the best teams in the conference. That's for sure. Okay. Everyone jumps the gun too soon. CU isn't guaranteed to get every top prospect, and it's a wait and see game. The caliber of players that enter the portal. You didn't get an opportunity because you didn't earn it. These coaches are paid to win. At least we are not losing any production so far. Guys, that's absolutely right. We have not lost any production. Yep, CU plays Georgia Tech game 1. Nothing easy about that game. Nope, I like that it's at home. The season after that, we go to Georgia Tech. That's going to be a lot tougher. A lot tougher. But at least that'll be the second year of Julian Lewis. But yeah, Julian Lewis, if he's the starter, he is going to go into the fire having to play Georgia Tech game 1. My guess and hope would be that they ease him in, do a nice game plan that maybe does include a lot more running than we have seen in the past. And so I hope that is what that looks like. So, yeah. So, guys, again, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I believe is going to happen. So, overall, right now, it looks like Buford is driving. They are down to the 28-yard line, down 3 points. The offense has kind of come alive for both teams. Obviously, the running game for Carrollton looked really good on their last drive. I really do think they're limiting what Julian Lewis is doing tonight and just using him when they absolutely need to, like that third down bomb that he hit for the first touchdown. So I think that's what they're kind of going for overall. Okay. So before we go, I want to know from you guys, who are, again, final chances, who are some guys that you would love to see? Who do you think might hit the portal? Is there anybody that I should keep on my radar that you guys are liking, that you guys see? Love to hear you guys in the comment. Let me know. Happy to go through those as well right now. Just overall, guys, I mean, we've got 48 hours roughly. Okay, we got 48 hours until all madness and heck breaks loose. It's going to be, kind of a crazy, crazy thing. Okay, crazy, crazy thing that we're about to witness. I'm telling you, you're going to want to be tuned in because it is going to be crazy. I mean, crazy. So yeah, that is just the way that it's going to be. Mantrez is actually playing really well. He's had some good plays. He's had some very good plays. He's been as impactful as he can be. Just one player on the defensive side, a little bit different, but he's looked good. He's looked really good. And his defense was looking good in that first half, kind of holding Carrollton back. But the last drive said a little bit differently. King John, the Wade twins. I mean, I think Keaton's staying around. I don't know what the quarterback is going to do. I really don't. I mean, obviously we had, I even forgot to mention Walter Taylor hit the portal quarterback, obviously, that we got last year from Purdue. We were super excited to have him potentially run the Wildcat. I was a little disappointed we never saw that, but he'll be going elsewhere, guys. He'll be going elsewhere. At least we won't be slipping on no tortilla shells like Jimmy on that first kickoff to the Texas Tech game, which is the same ankle he hurt during the KSU game. No more tortillas next year, guys. That's all I care about. Do you think it'll be a bridge quarterback? I don't. I think we will bring in a quarterback. Could there be a chance that another quarterback starts because Julian Lewis doesn't look ready? Yeah, of course. He has to win the job, guys. And Julian Lewis knows that. But also, Julian Lewis is him. He does not come in and not work. He is going to put in the work. And if he does, he'll be the starter, guys. He will. He is just too talented not to be the starter. The only way a player like that does not become a starter is if they get lazy and don't do what they need to do, i.e. we see that from time to time with freshmen. But I do not feel like that's going to be Julian Lewis at all. I really don't. Don't worry, Todd. We are going to land some tight ends. I promise you that, and I promise you they're going to try and go after some of the bigger tight ends in the portal. That's going to be a really important get. Jaden Smith, linebacker, Tennessee in the portal. Yep. I saw that he just entered. I'll be very interested to see. Again, any linebackers are probably going to be on our radar, guys. We need linebackers badly. So I do think that that's going to be a target for Colorado going into the portal season. So be on the lookout. I know that Trotter's probably going to be of interest. Jalen Smith would be awesome to get. There's of course going to be more guys. Just wait. I'm telling you, if you think the people in the portal right now are good, guys, you are going to be so surprised next week when you see the type of players. I mean, you're going to be licking your chops at who is about to enter the portal next week, guys, because it is going to be amazing. Okay, Keaton Wade going nowhere. I don't think his brother's going to go either, because if his quarterback brother hit the transporter, Wade will too. So I guess we'll have to keep an eye on the situation. I'm wondering if they'd split up at that point, because I think they know that Keaton is better off being here because he's going to play. You have that attention. He's balling out. The question is, does the quarterback stay around, hang out with his brother, be a part of this team, solidify the backup spots at the quarterback position, or does he go someplace he can play? Okay, does he go someplace he can play? That's the big question. I don't think Keaton leaves, even if his brother does. Okay, I really don't. A guy like Julian will work his buns off to get his shot. Yes, he will. So I'm not worried about that. How many early enrollees? I don't know the exact number, guys. I know that Julian Lewis, Mantrez Walker, Quinnell Farrakhan, Adrian Wilson, I've heard, are early enrollees, I'm pretty sure. Haven't really heard too much from the other guys. I mean, we'll know soon enough. It's going to be literally a week and a half I think until they get here, and they'll be part of our bowl game practices. So they're going to be here literally very, very soon, if not next week. Okay. If not next week, I could see that. Jared, good detective work. Jalen Smith was offered by Jackson State when Prime was there. So Prime obviously likes what he sees in him. That could be a get for Colorado. Okay. Wade won't get us started a big time program, likely G5. Yeah, and that's why I don't think that his brother Keaton is going to follow him. Okay. I think if he wants to leave, he'll have to go on his own. Otherwise, he can stay here and, do what he has to. By the way, Mantrez Walker just made a great play on the running back for Carrollton. So again, Mantrez looking good. Mantrez looking good. Another screen game, and it looks like they almost get the first down off that. Running back Christian Sarum might hit the portal. Oh, I know that name. That might be a good get if he hits the portal. Again, I think we do get one running back out of the portal. I do. I really, really do. Okay. We need North Carolina to make a bad coaching hire. So NC running back Omarion Hampton hits the portal. He's a beast. If he doesn't turn pro, okay. Jalen Smith was off. Yep, that's what we talked about earlier. Baby T-Ho. Yep, Shell, we talked about that first part of the show. You want to go back and check that out. We talked about all the players that hit the portal today for Colorado. There was 4 players that hit today. Yesterday was Walter Taylor. Obviously, earlier this week, the first guy to hit the portal. Oh, gosh, who was that? Who was the first guy to hit the portal? I'm already forgetting names, guys. I think 14 to 17 will leave. It's not over. Let's hope it's no big names. I don't think there's going to be any surprises, guys, okay? The only type of surprises that I would find would be Omarion, Micah, obviously Jordan Seaton if that happened. That's not happening, though, guys. Outside of that, I really don't know. Oh, what a throw by Julian. The cameraman didn't even know where the ball was. Julian Lewis nailing it, guys. Nailing it. I think the schedule next year is a bit easier, so it's good on the front end, guys. I do think it's good on the front end. Yep, good throw under pressure by Julian Lewis. Hits the deep ball with a guy in his face. Great play. If you want to, it's GPB on YouTube. GPB, Georgia Public Broadcasting. That is the YouTube channel that is showing the game live. With Juju at quarterback, we need to surround him with high caliber players on both sides. Set your freshman up for success. Exactly. Benzo, that's what's going to happen, okay? We are going to be much more talented across the board in the rooms than we were this year, okay? Obviously, we're not going to be having players that are better than Shador day one and Travis day one. But overall, spread out, the skill is going to be a lot higher when it comes to the rest of the team. And it is going to set Julian Lewis up for some really good plays. Don't forget, we have wide receiver Ronald Coleman, who's on our current roster. Wide receiver rave about him. They say he's super fast. Well, we'll have to see. Colorado on national TV every game. Nobody who has a role is leaving. Nope, there's no reason to go. How do we feel about RJ Johnson? I don't think he's a long-term solution for us, okay? Jordan leave, the Maybach will keep him Colorado. Imagine his upcoming NIL this next year. Him on one side, Cardi on the other. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jordan's not leaving. Obviously, if he did, it would be a surprise. That's what I was trying to say with the definition of a surprise. Guys that I would be like, that's not good, okay? That I would be like, that is not good that guy is leaving. The lineman with the catch. Not worried about Walter Taylor. When I saw him in practice, quarterback set skills are there. Only had a nice arm. Now Ponder has the nice. Yeah, Ponder's definitely one of the nicer quarterbacks we have in the roster now. Savion Riley and Stoutmeyer, the starting safeties next season. We'll see. Not if we get one in the portal, and it sounds like we are going to be going after some safeties in the portal. So that tells me that they're not completely locked into the fact that Savion Riley and Stoutmeyer are there if they're kicking the tires on a guy like Thieneman. Another IMG guy coming. Jordan would never leave. Not even a question. Exactly. Coach Barry, that's what I said. It would be the absolute shock of the century if that were to happen. Isaiah Harge going to be a sneaky player. Yeah, he's going to play both ways more next year. Okay, Isaiah Harge is going to be one of the main key contributors on both sides of the ball. Not to the same extent that Travis did, but he is absolutely going to be a dog when it comes to next year's team and what his role will be. Okay, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, by the way. Let's get those likes up to at least 100. I'm not sure where we're at right now. Let me take a look, see, and figure out where we are at. But absolutely, guys, if you don't mind hitting that like button on the stream. We're at 60 likes. Would love to get to 100. We have 340 people in here, so just hit that like real quick if you forgot. Oh, did that just get intercepted? Julian Lewis intercepted. Julian Lewis intercepted. Not a great throw, that one. Not a great throw on that one. Again, could be that injury flaring up. Let me take a look at how bad it really was. Oh, he had people. Oh, he just heaved it. Yeah, that was not a throw you want to make. That was not. Oh, 3rd and 15? Was it really 3rd and 15? Well, they don't have a punter, so there it is. There it is. Super chat. Coach Barry, did you say we lost Alexander McPherson? No. Sorry, that's the tight end. The tight end what is it? Morgan Pearson. Sorry. They sound alike, okay? Morgan Pearson left. Morgan Pearson, not Alexander McPherson. Sound very similar. Morgan Pearson, the tight end. My bad if I said Alexander Pearson. I said Morgan Pearson earlier. But yes, Morgan Pearson, the tight end, left. My bad, Coach Barry, if that happened, if you thought that. Woo! No, we lost the linebacker that turned into the tight end. Yeah, D-Shot, I got it. Yep. Morgan Pearson, not Alexander McPherson. Morgan Pearson, McPherson, both sound very similar. Trust me, we did not lose Alexander McPherson. Alex McPherson's coming. He's going to be a dog for us. Almost gave me a heart attack. I'm sorry, Coach Barry. I'm sorry. I appreciate the super chats. I don't want to force you to send a super chat just to find out that information, but I appreciate you as always. Hope you're winning a lot of money tonight on that Boise State game. That's always a good time, getting that money play in. Yeah, I think Trotter's going to be our main one. Eric, I don't know if he's a better athlete. I think he's a better pure passer than Shedeur. I really do. He's a rhythm quarterback. I really do think he's a rhythm quarterback, which Shedeur really wasn't. Shedeur was more of an improvisation, deep ball guy. Juju is more of a, read the play, get out quick. And that's going to be a little bit different. Can he scramble? 100%. Julian Lewis is not a non-scrambler, but I do think that he is more of that prototypical, very pro style quarterback, which is why I think Pat Shurmur really likes him. Okay. Really likes him. So I low-key hope Buford scores. We see Juju lead the 2-minute drive coming from behind. Will be interesting to see if that happens. It really will. But again, guys, if you're watching the game, Julian Lewis's center is terrible. Every snap is over his head. It's causing his timing and rhythm to be off. Just not a good play. I'm assuming no one wants to compete. Jump in the portal doesn't guarantee you'll be successful in another program. I wish kids had tougher skin. Shall I get that? Sometimes, though, it's a talent thing. It is, I could work my butt off and not be better than this person. Like I could. There is a thing about that. There are things that go against players: athleticism, size, genes, genetic capabilities. Those are just the way it is sometimes. You can absolutely work and get to a specific point, but sometimes there is a ceiling that you can hit. Okay, that you just cannot go past no matter what kind of work you put in. Okay, so yes and no. But if it was a player that was for sure competing, then yes. The thing was, the guys that have left so far are not guys that I really see competing for a starting job based on what we've already seen out of them. Okay, based on what we've already seen out of them, I just don't see it even a factor where they need to compete. But I get what you're saying. Absolutely. You know, if a guy doesn't want to compete and goes somewhere else just to get, you know, an easy job, then absolutely it's not a massive loss at that point. I'm excited to see who they target at DB. Yeah, I have not heard anything when it comes to the DBs. I'll be very interested to see who we go after, how we go after them. I would love to see a couple. It's a money thing now also. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving for money. 100% correct. That is absolutely right. The OSU stuff is absolutely hilarious, Jones. If you guys haven't seen it, OSU and Gundy look to be at a stalemate. Looks like Gundy might be fired or quit OSU. So that's another thing to watch for. Not really any players, though, on OSU that I even like. So I'm not too worried about that one. It's other teams out there that I would love to see a coach leave because that would really open up the transfer portal floodgates, so to speak. But we'll have to see if that happens. We'll have to see if that happens. Love T-Cal's takes on DBs. I mean, he was a DB himself. He should have the best takes out of anybody. Just like, you know, I like watching some of the ex-NFL college quarterbacks on YouTube that break down video of quarterbacks. They know what they're talking about. I trust what they have to say. So when it comes to DB, yeah. Gundy is fired. Was that confirmed? I know it was kind of a rumor from some Oklahoma State beat writer type things, kind of like I am, similar to that space. So not a fully like connected, but I'd be very interested to see. You think Mathis stays? I hope he does. I like him. I really do hope that he stays, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there with the coaches when it comes to that. Okay, it's 4th down for Buford, by the way, guys. It is 4th down, and Raiola sacked. So it looks like they're going to have to punt the ball on 4th down. Just a straight, they were doing a screenplay, and it did not materialize, so he had everybody. Yeah, their punt was 7 minutes left, so Carrollton could run the clock out with a 3-point lead. Some people compete and still are not good enough to play. Exactly. They need to go try and play somewhere else in that case. Exactly. If you need to develop, go play somewhere where you can play. Okay, guys. So obviously the Carrollton game is going to be ending soon. Hopefully Juju gets a win. Be on the lookout, guys. I've got, obviously, again, to talk to you guys, Philip Dukes next week, Thursday. Put it on your calendars. Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we will have the Philip Dukes on the show to interview him, talk about recruitment, talk about transfer portal. Come on in, ask him some questions, be a part of the conversation as always. Going to be a lot of fun. I'm also in the works of talking to our wonderful, wonderful person, Carl Reed, Coach Carl Reed, 24/7 recruiting analyst, guy that you know very well that has a very close, nice, tight-knit connection with Coach Prime. He is potentially going to be scheduled to come on as well, and we will talk to him about the transfer portal and Colorado at some point, either next week or the week after. So be on the lookout for that. T-Cal said Preston Hodge was top 5 in the country. He said Ryan Buell was the best transfer D lineman last year and said Oregon State transfer safety had the best fit. DQ, you said it, not me. I'm just going to move on. I don't want to start anything because, I don't want to be the target of Buffton Prime fans for saying anything. So that's what DQ said. Mathis' father coaches for CU. He stays. Smash guy, but there's human error in everybody. Okay. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for making this channel as successful as you have. Like I said, we have grown so much in the last couple of weeks. Just so many eyes on these streams now. I really do appreciate it from you guys. Really appreciate you for tuning in. The regulars who come in all the time, the super chats that you guys hand out. It's really been an awesome thing that I really appreciate. I appreciate you, Joe. Every show there's somebody new that's dropping in, saying that they're a new viewer, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate the growth. This is, hey, a dream of mine to talk college sport. Well, to talk to sports in general, guys. I mean, that's what I went to school for. I wanted to be a radio sports talk show host, and guess what? I'm kind of doing that now, but on YouTube. So it's an awesome thing that I get to do, and it's all because of you guys. I will always appreciate and thank all of the viewers, all of the Buffs fans, everybody who comes in, even the haters, even the fans of other teams that'll come in on occasion and talk smack. I love it all. I appreciate the eyes. I appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you guys have that notification bell on so you know when we go live. Other than that, I will see you guys on Sunday afternoon, the night before Portal Eve, guys. Portal Eve, Sunday afternoon. And we will talk about that. We will do that on Sunday. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, as always, Go Buffs.